What is up? It's been a long time since we last had an episode for Sakamoto desu, and probably a lot of you have known, but there was an earthquake last week in Kyushu, Japan, and of course they couldn't show this show as well as several others. But I'm glad it was able to come out this week. I hope the people that are in Kyushu are staying strong and is getting as much support and help as needed. And we're back at it again with Sakamoto. So in this week's episode, we have two parts in this week's episode. The first part that I'm going to be talking about is where we have this new character by the name of Kubota, and he is a classmate of Sakamoto. He's possibly a classmate or he knows of Sakamoto, and he is being bullied by these bullies who always takes his lunch money or whatever money he has and using it for themselves, and he can't defend himself. Now it started off with Sakamoto trying to feed the birds, and he's all the way up in the tree, and it's just like I feel like this entire series we're gonna see Sakamoto in these bizarre positions, but it makes him look cool. Hence the opening, cooler, coolest. He looks weird, but at the same time it fits. Now Sakamoto sees what is happening, and he's like, I'm going to help you because the guy named Kubota, he's like, instead of always trying to find a better way to earn money, he's thinking, I should try to find a way to, tell my mom or basically lie to my mom in order to get money to give to these two bullies. I don't think we got their name in this episode. So instead, Sakamoto found an alternative where they worked in the anime version of McDonald's. So they go there and they become part-time workers. And at first he's like, what's the point of me working here? And he still has a mentality where I'm gonna just go and lie to my mom in order to gain money. But the more he's working and he actually got, praise for his first day at the job, we start seeing him be more dedicated and hardworking, and eventually he earns his first paycheck. And there was a part where in the episode where since Sakamoto was a cashier, a lot of females start packing up in the mall, start packing up by the fast food place just so they can get a smile whenever they get their meal. So like you order a meal, and then at the end of it you say, "Can I get a smile with that, please?" And he'll smile, and that will be your day. So then he sees the two bullies that come to his workplace, and they threaten him, saying that you need to come to the park, and if you don't, you die. So unfortunately, because of his personality, he's weak and he can't face up against them. But because of the words that Sakamoto has told him, he was finally able to go up against his bullies and show them that he's not afraid of them. And the techniques they used was similar to the food that they gave out to the customers. So there was a part where it's like a bun smash, something with squirting this gum syrup that you use for your fries or your burger. It was just it was crazy. It was like you making up styles based on food, techniques based on food to fight your opponents, and because they're workers they can't physically fight them, so they try to make them stop in what they're doing. And of course the bullies run away because they're thinking, I can't deal with these two. And he's actually able to grow up and muster up enough courage so that if he anyhow he gets into a situation that's similar to this, he's able to stand up on his own 2 feet. Now, in this second half of the episode, we have a new character by the name of Ina, and she's the popular girl of the class. She's the girl that gets many confessions from many guys, but really she does not pay attention to them. We come back to see that model who is a plus size, an amateur model who is a plus size, and he tries to get her attention, but of course he's not on her radar. Her radar is, of course, Sakamoto, because Sakamoto is cool and he's perfect and he's flawless. And she tries every means, following by a magazine on how to get Sakamoto to notice her and possibly fall in love with her. Now we have these two other characters that are girls that are quite jealous because Ayana is able to get a lot of boys' attention, and they possibly may not be able to get any boys' attention. So it came to the part where Ayana was trying everything in her power to get Sakamoto to notice her, and there was a fourth wall that was being broken. So you know how Sakamoto, that's his last name, but every time they try to tell his first name, something is blurred, someone's covering his name that's written on the chalkboard, someone's head is covering it. And she was like, Does the company not want anybody to know what his name was? That was the fourth wall that was being broken in this episode. So it came to the part where they decided to play this game called Kokuri-san, where if you call Kokuri, you tell him and tell you say like Kokuri-san, who does Sakamoto like best, and then you try to move the coin, and you have the yes or the no, and then you have names that's written in kanji, and they tried to do that, and of course the coin fell off, and if the coin falls off the paper, someone gets cursed, and Sakamoto got cursed, and the Kakuri-san, who is a fox spirit, took over his body. And I was thinking, was he faking it, or he did he get really possessed? And he asked for them to build like a mini shrine for him, 6 feet tall, and it forced these three girls to actually come together and work together and build a shrine for Kokori-san that's 6 feet tall. And eventually, by the end of the episode, these three girls and actually became friends because they didn't want Sakamoto, who was being possessed, to go to the mountainside and reside with the spirit inside him. But actually, it was Sakamoto faking the whole thing and trying to get these three girls to get along. And the book that he was reading was actually Ayana's magazine on tips on how to psychologically get people to fall in love with you. But that part was really funny because when he started licking his hand and then you saw him posing like a fox, I was like, wait, what? But it was his plan to try to get these three girls to become friends underneath tense circumstances. So this was a pretty funny episode. There was like a lot of what the heck moments in this week's episode, especially with all the posing that Sakamoto was doing. But it was good to see that Sakamoto Desuga anime is still up and running. Do tell me your thoughts on what you thought on this week's episode. What was your most favorite part out of these two parts in episode two? Do tell me that in the comment section below. The links are in the description box so you guys can check those out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye.